Hello, I'm Incarnate, and this is a new series based on obscure games. A lot of the games that I play are survival games, crafting games, so forth, but I play a lot of indie games, and a lot of the time when I buy something like the Humble Bundle, there's games that come across that they haven't been advertised, they haven't had any fanfare, and a lot of people don't play them because they just slip under the radar. So I'm going to be showcasing some games that I've played that are different that I've liked or that have surprised me in a pleasant way, and hopefully get more people playing them. This first episode focuses on the game Holy Potatoes, a weapon shop. When I looked at the title, I had my doubts about it as well. I got this game in the Humble Bundle. And as usual, when I buy the Humble Bundle, it's usually because I want one particular game. And in usual fashion, I don't end up playing the game that I bought the bundle for. I pick the weirdest game and I install it. This had the weirdest title by far. Installed it and started playing it, and it's been a hit because we've had visitors who are little kids, and they often have trouble playing games and finding the difficulty spike too much on PC. There's not a lot of kid-friendly PC games, and that's this game's strongest aspect. It's an easy game to play, but it's a hard game to play well. And it's interesting seeing a kid playing it and seeing an adult playing it, you can enjoy the game regardless of your age. But we're going to jump in and we're going to give you a bit of an overview. So the basic story goes: you're in a world where everybody's a potato for whatever reason, I don't know. There's a lot of pop culture references. You can see here we've got Agent 46, and you're basically the owner of a weapons shop. So you've just come into owning this weapon shop, and your grandfather owned a weapon shop, and he was very successful, and you're basically taking up his legacy. So this is pretty much the... Whoops. Well, that'll do for now. This is the main view that you have here, and you have your store with your different workstations. You've got your architect, your metal worker, and I'm not. Yeah, no, he's a metal worker as well. So yeah, you've got a craftsman. So a craftsman, a metal worker, and an architect. So they basically have different skills, different strong points. The architect can design weapons with certain stats that are favourable for whom you're selling it to. Your weaponsmith here, your craftsman, can boost weapon stats and can also go exploring. And your other metal worker here can do research and can also boost different stats of the weapons as well. So you basically have your three smiths at the start of the game, and you basically build weapons. So via this forge button here, we select a weapon, and you have very limited choice at the start. So these guys build weapons, and then as you complete weapons, you go and you sell them. So you sell them to wandering heroes, and these heroes go out on quests, and based on the quality of the weapon, that measures their success. If they're successful and they like the weapon, then they'll advertise it, and other heroes will come knocking on your door for custom weapons too. So when you complete a weapon, you can even go as far to name your weapons. The spirit of pop culture references, this game has quite a few. So when you complete weapons, you can go out and they sell them in stores. And based on your choices of who you sell the weapon to and the way in which you've crafted the weapon, an amount of money. So you have to basically manage your workers' time. So each of these workers, obviously it's the start of the game, they're not doing very much, but to actually sell weapons, you have to physically, there's no eBay here. You have to physically send someone out to sell the weapon. So they go to, you've got a hub system here. You'll send your guy out, and based on whom is in a particular area, you determine what weapons are the best to sell them. This is you only have a choice of one. He goes off and sells. And I guess the next thing I wanted to mention was the interface. It's got a very simple, easy to use interface. You've got your objectives on the right hand. You've got a little Facebook style update here, which gives you updates on what your characters are doing and also the environment. So the weather comes into account. You've got seasons. You can see here it's cold. You guys can have different moods based on the time of year, and their productivity goes up and down. And later on in the game, you can see here we've got some. That's probably the best choice. So when you have a weapon, you can actually choose who to sell it to. And sometimes the highest paying customer isn't the best recipient, because you've got to take into account your store's fame. So if you're going to get more fame from selling the weapon for cheaper to the right person, you benefit in the long run. But this is the basic system. You guys work on weapons, and based on the time of year, and also you can see he wasn't very happy with that, so that was a poor choice. So you can see here, as you make more money, your store's fame grows, and you unlock different areas based on how well you've done. So basically, your goal is to try and get as famous as possible, and get your name out there, get noticed. You can see here. The other thing too is weapons require supplies. So these guys are actually can only build weapons if they have sufficient supplies to actually do that. So you have to manage it. It's a time management game in that you've got to have characters constantly going out, getting more supplies, selling weapons, getting that money in. You see he's selling weapons, and then you can speed. And then as you get your characters level up, they get better at what they do, and they get different abilities. This guy's now boosting the stat of the weapon. But you have a bit of an idea of how the game works. This is basically you buy weapons, you sell weapons, you buy materials, you sell weapons, and as your store's fame goes up, you unlock more of the map, you unlock more weapons, and you can also research better weapons. So, as far as the score goes, this game came out of nowhere. I really like it because it's very kid-friendly, and you don't find many games like that on PC. A kid can play this game very easily. There isn't really, as long as your money obviously stays above zero and you can pay the bills, you can pretty much you can't lose this game. And that's really what you want for a kid. You want something simple that they can play, and you want something that has a nice, easy interface to use. So, give this game 7 out of 10. I recommend it for anyone who has kids. I recommend it for anyone who wants a nice kid-friendly, easy game that has a couple of jokes in there that people of all ages can enjoy. I recommend you check this out. In our next episode, we're going to be looking at some of the other indie games that are in the Humble Bundle, and just obscure games in general. I'm going to try and focus on games that are really good, that not many people play. The indie scene is really getting popular now, but I feel that there's a lot of games that don't get the attention they deserve. So if you like this series and you found it useful, please subscribe. Leave me notes on if there's any games that you really like that are obscure that we haven't looked at. and I'll have a look at them and give my thoughts. Until next time, Skill Incarnate out.